Politicians on the right and cynical media outlets like Fox News have been pumping lies into our fellow citizens for decades, and they've been doing it on a bunch of topics. One of the issues where they have pioneered what has now become the big lie is climate. We are tonight experiencing a massive weather emergency in this country. Record-setting low temperatures, lots of areas, particularly across the South, not used to serious winter weather, getting absolutely buried under snow. This is Jackson, Mississippi, which is covered in snow, sleet, and ice right now. The situation is so bad in Arkansas that 100 National Guard troops have been deployed to help clear car accidents and look for stranded drivers. And there is snow on the beach in Galveston, Texas. Now, this weather event is causing all sorts of cascading effects, among the worst being major, widespread power outages. Over 4 million people woke up without power in Texas today. Galveston's city manager estimated this afternoon that 90 to 95% of homes in his city have not had power for well over 36 hours. No power means no heat. And with temperatures in the teens across many parts of the state, millions have been left freezing in their homes, many trying to get into warming centers just to thaw out for a little while.
We saw just before sunrise what it looked like inside. It was beyond capacity here at the Family Life Center in Euless. So many people were in this building that they actually had to turn folks away.
What are you doing to stay warm?
Nothing, because there's no power. What can we do? I'm just waiting layer after layer.
Sandra Murillo is firing up her fire pit in her front yard. She says with the extra heat, it feels warmer outside than inside her house. Up the street, we found Billy Cuffer in his car, parked in his own driveway.
Hey, we ain't had this in it's been many years, and I'm 74 years old.
This is an awful situation. It's driven by a complex confluence of factors, from extreme weather in an era of climate change to an electric infrastructure that's been woefully underdeveloped, to the idiosyncrasies of Texas' aggressively deregulated and independent energy markets. But of course, Fox News and other Republicans saw some kind of suffering, some kind of problem somewhere, and immediately, without missing a beat, right away, tried to turn it into a culture war, in this case, against those damn hippie liberals and their clean energy.
The blackouts that are in Texas are being made worse by the failure of wind turbines, many freezing in the icy weather, cutting output in half. And it's raising questions about the Lone Star State's increasing reliance on renewable energy.
Now, folks, this is all more proof that green energy just is not ready for prime time. You get sub-freezing temperatures, and wind and solar just don't work for power.
If this Green New Deal goes forward the way that the Biden administration appears to want it to, then we'll have more events like we've had in Texas all across the country.
These wind farms that are frozen, they're an eyesore. They're not efficient. They're not delivering the energy that we want.
The windmills failed, like the silly fashion accessories they are, and people in Texas died.
Silly fashion accessories. Now, keep in mind, when California was suffering from blackouts last year, Texas Republicans, from Ted Cruz to Dan Patrick and Ken Paxton, were pushing out gloating tweets about how backwards liberal California is. But imagine how stupid you would have to think your audience is, the contempt you would have to hold them in, to look into the camera and try to sell them on the idea that windmills don't work when it's cold. After Texas, Iowa is the state with the most wind power in the country. You've never been to Iowa in the winter. I can tell you from personal experience, it gets pretty cold in Iowa, right? Denmark gets nearly half of its energy from wind power. Also, I don't know if you've looked this up, anyone over on Fox News, but Denmark, very cold place in the winter. You don't have to take my word for it, of course. We have the data from Texas. Now, Texas has their own energy grid, okay? It is run by an organization called the Electric Reliability Council of Texas, or ERCOT. A senior director of ERCOT telling Bloomberg today, I quote, "While ice has forced some wind turbines to shut down, just as a brutal cold wave drives record electricity demand, that's been the least significant factor in the blackouts. The main factors have been frozen instruments at natural gas, coal, and even nuclear facilities, as well as limited supplies of natural gas. Natural gas pressure, in particular, is one reason power is coming back slower than expected." Wind shutdowns accounted for less than 13% of the total outages, and wind generation has actually exceeded the grid operator's daily forecast through the weekend. Did you get all that? Okay, that's the people that run the Texas grid. Wind power outages are, quote, the least significant factor in the blackouts, and the main factors are frozen instruments at natural gas, coal, and even nuclear facilities. It is just a lie that wind turbines, green energy, are the root causes of the problems in Texas right now. It is a lie like Donald Trump won the election, a lie like there was widespread voter fraud, a lie pumped into millions of people's brains as they watch TV. And let's be clear, this is probably as consequential a lie as any about the election, because energy and how we produce it is the single biggest issue this country will face in the medium term. I mean, this stuff is complicated. Let's be clear here, right? Everyone takes the power grid for granted, unless you work on it for a living. It's among the most arcane areas of public policy. It's not like sparking great debate on cable news. But then, a few times a year, something like this happens, and we all have this moment where we remember the power grid is the foundation of modern civilization. It is also the key to overcoming climate change. Republicans and right-wing media, they want to take every policy issue and turn it into some painful culture war idiocy. And there's an interest to do it. The fossil fuel companies want this too, right? They want to turn it into some culture war idiocy about the libs don't want you to have power. But we have an opportunity. We have a choice, collectively as a country. We don't have to have politics about where we get our energy divided along the lines of abortion or policing. There's no reason for that to be connected. We can create a modern energy infrastructure that is more resilient to climate change and also cheaper and also serves people better and also can withstand extreme weather events and also doesn't heat the planet until we are in dire straits. We can do all that. In fact, there's lots of great news happening on that front. But the biggest obstacle will be these charlatans who will take every opportunity to lie to people for profit and for power.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. You should know that you can follow today's top stories and breaking news and catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.